Just before dawn, a sentinel stands ready. For 20 years, at this unassuming base in the middle of Missouri, the world's most advanced airplane has laid in wait for the orders that will send it around the globe to put bombs on target anytime and anywhere. Born at the height of the Cold War, the B-2 Spirit bomber survived production cuts and mission changes, and in the process became America's first choice for entering enemy airspace during the opening night of a conflict. The B-2 most recently led the way in the opening hours of Operation Odyssey Dawn, decimating Libya's air force and enforcing the United Nations no-fly zone, and it remains ever ready to execute the nation's next strategic deterrent missions. But it takes far more to fly this jet than two pilots. Behind the scenes, members of the 131st Bomb Wing move at a dizzying pace, each playing an integral role in the B-2 mission. Every day, each of the 800 airmen has a part in the story of the B-2 Spirit bomber. This is that story. Six years after the arrival of the first B-2 Spirit bomber at Whiteman, the members of Team Whiteman received a message: prepare for combat. Across the Atlantic Ocean, the remains of the former Yugoslavia were entering the final stages of a conflict that had raged since the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991. For the B-2, it was the first chance to demonstrate its remarkable capabilities. 2 years after Kosovo, the B-2 bomber was the first American aircraft to strike back against Taliban targets in Afghanistan. With the support of aerial refueling, the B-2 saw one of its longest missions to date during Operation Enduring Freedom in 2001. 2 years later, the B-2 is back in action again, flying over Iraq for Operation Iraqi Freedom. The operation resulted in more than 1 million pounds of bombs being dropped on regime targets. The long missions challenged the pilots flying the aircraft. In 2011, after 8 years of hibernation, the B-2 was called back into action to penetrate the Libyan airspace and destroy its air force. During this historic mission, the 131st and 509th Bomb Wings conducted their first ever integrated mission, validating the lethality of active duty and Missouri Air National Guard forces working side by side.
This morning, reports that the U.S. took out a major Libyan airfield using B-2 bombers flown from a base in the U.S. And a little bit about those B-2 strikes. There were 4 B-2 bombers used. Each dropped 16 bombs.
Each campaign saw its objectives not only achieved, but achieved with the power and precision the American public have come to expect. At the end of the day, the B-2 mission would not be as spectacular and awe-inspiring without the citizen airmen of the 131st Bomb Wing and their steely-eyed brethren in the 509th Bomb Wing, the same warriors who will take America's B-2 into the future. But the 131st mission does not stop with the B-2. The 131st Bomb Wing's Detachment 1 Cannon Range serves all services as the state's only aerial bombing and gunnery range near Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. Across the state, at the historical site of Jefferson Barracks, resides the 157th Air Operations Group, the 231st Civil Engineering Flight, and the 239th Combat Communications Squadron, renowned expert forces who deploy all over the globe. Coupled with its federal mission, the 131st has a mission in the state to organize, train, and prepare a force of citizen airmen to support and defend the people of Missouri.